What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. As we are 2 weeks away from Bound for Glory, what do they have planned tonight that can at least somewhat, I don't know, get ready for this pay-per-view in the next 2 weeks? We do kick it off with Moose, though, pretty much complaining to Scott D'Amore, which I feel is getting way too much TV time on this show. Scott D'Amore, I mean, talking about he has to fight EC3 in some undisclosed location at Bound for Glory, but Scott D'Amore says, I don't have time to deal with you, especially with a guy that doesn't even work here, and you fighting over a imaginary belt that you never even won. He had bigger fish to fry with the whole Rich situation, so he basically left Moose on his own. Moose kept saying he was the real world's champion, since, like I said, they do have a match at Bound for Glory, and wherever this undisclosed location is supposed to be. But when when Moose left, EC3 showed up on the screen again, pretty much saying, finally, Moose, you're controlling your own narrative, and that if you keep looking, you'll find this title across the bridge, okay? If you want the TNA title belt, which even though he threw it in the river last week across the bridge, I guess maybe it was a fake belt, then again, it's not a real belt Moose has been carrying around, but he still had the belt in his possession, and if you want it, come get it. Moose then knew where he had to go to get his title back. But after he left, the first match of the show, we got a triple threat tag team women's match. Rosemary and Taya versus Havoc and Nevaeh versus Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. A good match to kick off the show, I will say that. Not bad. I will say Taya nearly killed herself doing a freaking splash off the top rope onto everybody on the ground. Looked like she face planted. Had face planted into, but right after Tasha Steelz basically kind of gloated for a second, Rosemary went for the spear and then hit a wing clipper for the win. So Rosemary and Taya, who have been picking up wins lately, really good. Not a bad match and all, but sometimes I feel like they've interval a lot of these tag matches and whatnot. Some would wonder, what are they really fighting for at this point? Because in a way they have teased the whole women's tag team titles back, but they have not really done anything about it. Now, yes, Impact does have a stacked women's division right now, and they have a lot of tag teams to pull off of a tag team division right now. I just don't know why they haven't really pushed for it. Even at Bound for Glory, maybe you could have done a tournament or maybe some gauntlet or, I don't know, something to determine the tag belts, because I feel like you just had the same tag match, which some of them are not bad, but what are they fighting for? Or some type of feud. Well, there's like mini feuds into this, but where is it still going at the same time here, folks? Next, we did have Johnny Bravo with the Wrestle House crew, which I'm feeling they're getting a little bit too much TV time off. So even though Wrestle House is over, that's why I was glad it ended, because I didn't want to see it no more. But I feel like I'm still getting parts of it. Well, with Johnny Bravo arguing with Alicia and all them, the groomsmen, and Johnny Swinger saying I beat Buddy Landell, Donald's promotion and whatnot, and followed by questioning Crazy Steve and whatnot. And then you got Rosemary talking to Havoc, talking about resurrecting James Mitchell, which Havoc says, if you beat me in a match, I'll help you do it. Honestly, I don't want to see any more of the Undead Realm in general. I don't. That's why I was glad it ended, because it went on too long and it got ridiculous to too many points in time. So I don't want to see the Undead Realm back at all. Like, not at all, okay? Followed by win against Crazy Steve. Just can't really say it was much of a match. It's almost like another Wrestle House type of thing right here. What followed by still wearing Hernandez's money clip, which I don't know. Does anybody put the money in the bank account? And Crazy Steve ripped off his shirt and got a roll up on him. So it's not much I can really say from that. It wasn't that good. Okay, it wasn't good. Next though, Heath was back. Don't call him Slater. Was talking with Rhino. Rhino says, "Listen, I got you a spot in the Call Your Shot, Gauntlet Battle Royale that's coming up at Bound for Glory. I remember they did this last year. Whoever wins gets a title shot of their choosing, I believe. I remember, it was at Bound for Glory last year. Yeah, Eddie Edwards won that whole Call Your Shot thing. But basically, he pretty much told Heath that, listen, man, if you win, you'll get a contract. But if neither of us win, then no more chances for Heath. Heath said, we're going to be positive about this. We're going to win. But Rhino said, get ready for your match tonight, because it's going to be a tag match that has to do with the whole Call Your Shot gauntlet. But Scott D'Amore showed up, and he says, it's good what you're doing for your friend with everything that's going on around right now. But listen, you still have there's a cost to this, because none of you guys don't win. Your contract is up as well. Okay? Because any of you two don't even win that battle royale, your time is done also in Impact. So Rhino put his own contract on the line also, which they got a 10-person tag next between Tennille Dashwood, Tommy Dreamer, Brian Miters, Cody Deaner, and Johnny Swinger versus Heath, Rhino, Hernandez, Cousin Jake, and Alicia Edwards. Whoever wins would be in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet Battle Royale, and then whoever wins this match, those 5 people would face off next week to see who would get the number 20 spot into the Battle Royale. I can't really say nothing much of this match because it wasn't really good. All I know is that Heath got the win over Swinger with the wake up, or the wake up call, or his finisher and whatnot for the win. So they will be in there next week to see who's going to be fighting for number 20 and everything. But still, this wasn't much talk about that 10-person tag match. Next, though, Eddie Edwards is in the back, and Sami Callihan came in. Callihan tried to threaten him, but Ken Shamrock showed up, pretty much put him into the ankle lock. Sami started recording, talking about getting likes and everything, as Ken Shamrock's beating him up and put him in the ankle lock before leaving him on the ground, because now it's going to be a match between Ken Shamrock and Eddie Edwards, the Bound for Glory, and next week Sami Callihan versus Eddie Edwards. And I'm surprised that wasn't the other way around or whatnot, but they're just doing that for whatever reason, even though I feel like this feud has just started. Eric Young was in the back being interviewed by Jimmy Jacobs. Talked about he's going to get some answers in the ring tonight since Rich Swann is out. He's going to find his answers tonight from somebody on this show. Next. What was next right here? Kimberly versus Kylie Ray, which I think was probably maybe the best match on this show, which was really good, which made sense also. I like this match. I like this match a lot. Kylie Ray got the win with her Smiley to Kylie, or whatever it's called, the crossface. This match was good, which, right after Deonna Purrazzo tried to attack her, but Kylie took her out, which this match made a lot of sense given that, Bound for Glory. She beat Kimberly because it's Deonna Purrazzo's, partner or whatnot. Even though I feel like Kimberly barely gets any wins, if you ask me, this was still a really good match. So Kylie Ray, of course, very logical in winning this match as her match builds into Bound for Glory with Purrazzo. So that was good. I did like that. That was really good. Good match. Gallows and Anderson came out with their Talking Shop beer to talk about how they've been in Impact and that, they've been paid a lot of money to come here because, paying the boys and whatnot. It's an inside joke right there. But, we came to Impact to take over, but there's one thing you got to do. We got to take those titles and everything, and at Bound for Glory, they will become the tag team champions as Doc Gallows went against Madman Fulton. The match basically ended up in a double countout because they both fought outside the ring to the 10, but after the commercial, they came back in. They were both fighting in a no DQ match, which was actually really good. Gallows did get the win, though, with a choke bomb through a set of chairs on the Fulton, which makes sense, as they've given Gallows and Anderson many, many wins ever since they got into Impact and everything, since, I say, they're doing that whole Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title, which is probably the only other things I'm looking forward to this pay-per-view, because I've enjoyed all 4 of those tag teams lately going into this match. I actually thought it would have maybe just been a regular tag team match between Gallows and Anderson versus the Machine Guns, but given all 4 of these teams have done a lot in the past few weeks, I've enjoyed it a lot, so I am looking forward to that match. But as they hyped up Bound for Glory and for next week, Eric Young came out demanding answers about Rich Swann, that he has the world title, he has the power, this is my world, so I'm taking over right now. Scott D'Amore was watching in the back, but he had a phone called in, and he came out to talk to Eric Young, and whatnot, and he said, listen, Rich Swann's not gonna make it, because Eric Young wanted to say he's a quitter right now, and he says, you must be proud of yourself, or are you? And he said, what happened to Eric Young I used to know back in Team Canada days, that was something, not this guy. And he talked, and D'Amore talked about how he talked to Rich Swann's doctor or his orthopedic surgeon, and that his additional damage was added to his injury. Eric Young gloated about it and whatnot, so he's out, right? I can take the night off of Bound for Glory, but D'Amore said that Rich Swann is tough. He will be ready. He's a special athlete, and that Bound for Glory, he's going to knock that smug look off your face. Eric Young attacked him, stepped on his face several times, and pretty much put him into a submission hold and whatnot, trying to break his ankle. But next thing you know, Rich Swann came out, double stomped him and hit him with a lethal injection, knocking him out of the ring. So I guess Rich Swann will be ready for Bound for Glory. And then we went back to Moose somewhere, and wherever he went to that bridge, EC3 was there, which they started playing this weird music. As EC3 said that you're a false god, a false idol, you're not a real champion, you pretend to be other wrestlers that you cannot be your own. Moose said, you wish you had my career. And he says, if I had your career, I would have been jumped off this bridge, okay? If you want this belt, come get it. Moose said he's going to enjoy beating him. They brawled for a second, which was actually pretty good, trying to throw each other off the bridge. But EC3 got the upper hand and held the title under him. Says, your father, your husband. And he says, this is supposed to be, you want the fight of your life, and this is what I get? You know, it wouldn't be so funny if it wasn't so sad. But EC3 walked away, but Moose attacked him again from behind. He started punching him repeatedly till he started bleeding, and took the title as EC3 laughed and bled and spit out some blood. That closed out the show. Listen, overall, the best thing I could say is just the world title build, the tag team build, for the titles, I mean, and whatnot. That's probably the best things on this show right now. Or the women's, the knockouts match also. That was actually really good in their build-up. Other stuff, I'm sick of seeing too much Wrestle House segments. I don't need, the comedies is not really good. I'm sorry, it's just... that's why I was annoyed by Wrestle House so much. Just a lot of things on this show, okay? But I enjoy the Moose and EC3 thing. I don't know where this undisclosed location is going to be at. Some people think it may be the Impact Zone back in Florida. That's if they can even get in there. I don't know. Then again, Florida lets you get away with anything. They don't care about this virus. You see how much they don't care. But I've already shit on Florida enough. But we'll see what happens with that. You know, I'm looking at Bound for Glory right now. Will I do a double review? I'm thinking about me and my friend trying to do a podcast. I may see if I can get that into. You know, we reviewed AEW, reviewed WWE. Let's try and review Bound for Glory if we can, okay? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can pull some things together and see if we can get that going. But I'm probably going to have to get him up to speed on Impact. He's watched the show, but I don't know how much he knows leading into this pay-per-view, okay? Especially when only a couple weeks away. But other than that, though, we'll see what we can figure out on that. So comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm out of here. Peace. See you guys later. I am done.